To break my long journey home from New Zealand, I stopped off in Hong Kong for a couple of nights. I stayed on Hong Kong Island itself. Much as I had expected, I found it to be a bustling place, with its skyscrapers evidently getting ever taller on each rebuild. Hong Kong is reputed to have over 7,500 skyscrapers, which is more than any other city in the world. And the designs are getting ever cleverer, like the Lippo Centre here. Some original buildings, such as the old Supreme Court, do remain, but are now dwarfed by the newer ones. Now and again a little tranquil oasis would appear with very well tended gardens. I used the big bus company to be able to hop on and hop off all round Hong Kong. Unfortunately, Mr. Hung's rickshaw trade seemed to have suffered. Many of the office blocks have shopping centres in their lower levels, and these are linked by high-level walkways, keeping traffic and pedestrians well segregated. Not all the buildings are shiny new though, and for many air conditioning obviously came as an afterthought. Hong Kong has held on to its double-decker trams, which are like mobile billboards with the full cover adverts they sport. Overall, Hong Kong's public transport is excellent, with many bus services, an extensive underground system, and low-cost taxis. There was another form of tram on the island, which I would have described as a funicular railway, that whisked both tourists and locals to the top of the hill known as Victoria Peak. It first opened in 1888 and was totally modernised in 1989. The tram has a capacity of 90 round trips a day, with a capacity of 1,400 people per hour. The hill is topped by the uniquely shaped Peak Tower. Here there should have been fantastic views of Victoria, Harbour and Kowloon, but visibility was unfortunately poor throughout my stay. Inside the top tram terminus are all kinds of gift shops piled high with trinkets and high-tech gadgets. One thing that intrigued me was the use of bamboo, where we would have used steel scaffolding, but it seemed highly practical and height seemed to be no problem. Central Pier is the base for the tour buses and for the Star ferries that shuttle back and forth over Victoria Harbour every few minutes. The Star Ferry Company was founded in 1888, the same year that the Peak Tram started. They currently have a fleet of 9 boats, all with Star in their names. They continue to be well patronised even with the Cross Harbour Tunnel because of their frequent service and very low fares charged. Adjacent to the ferry terminal on the Kowloon side is the Hong Kong version of the Avenue of Stars. As well as the stars in the paving, there were life-size film-related statues, giving plenty of photo opportunities. While on the Kowloon Peninsula, I again used an open-top bus as the best way of getting my bearings. Again, there was a wide mixture of buildings. Some were very grand, even opulent. The cruise liner terminal is on the Kowloon side of the harbour, and there are upmarket shopping precincts geared to their demands. There were also duty-free shops brimming with electronics and cameras. Other buildings were clearly of an older generation and looked pretty utilitarian in construction. This is the grand entrance to the public gym and swimming pool complex. The adjacent public park has a more traditional entrance. As well as formal beds, the gardens had a large lake with a resident flock of flamingos. And there were public artworks dotted all round. Back on Hong Kong Island, I returned to the Central Ferry Terminal at night for a harbour cruise to view the Symphony of Lights show, which is given each evening.
Welcome to Hong Kong's Victoria Harbour and the Guinness World Records winning A Symphony of Lights.
The world's largest permanent light and sound show, showcasing Hong Kong's spirit and energy.
We will take you on a journey of awakening and discovery across the harbour to reveal the beauty and magnificence of Asia's world city, a city that celebrates light and life.
Although it can be viewed from land, the displays are on both the north and the south shores of Victoria Harbour, so being on the water gives the best all-round view. My boat for the trip was in the form of a traditional junk. 44 of the buildings take part in the show, some using integral lighting and some laser effects from the roofs. The boat did have the drawback from a photographic point of view. Because of its small size, it bobbed around in the choppy waters, which did not provide the preferred stable platform. Also, there were quite a number of rival operators who were also running Symphony of Lights cruises, and our paths regularly crossed as we zigzagged and jockeyed for position. While not perfect, it was still an experience I'm glad that I did not miss. With the cloudy and misty conditions, I definitely did not see Hong Kong at its best, but I was certainly struck by its vibrancy.